Good evening, I'm Alicia Malone, and thank you for watching TCM tonight as we remember Quincy Jones. The acclaimed music producer, composer, arranger, and EGOT winner passed away in November of last year at the age of 91, leaving behind an impressive legacy. Tonight we'll see a lineup of movies that Jones helped to bring to life with his remarkable talent. Up first, from 1967, it's In the Heat of the Night, directed by Norman Jewison. By the time Quincy Jones composed his first film score, he'd built up a solid reputation, leading bands and arranging music for the likes of Dizzy Gillespie, Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, Dinah Washington, and his great friend Ray Charles. Hollywood wasn't an easy place for a black music composer to break into, but Jones had been getting many opportunities in Europe and traveled to Sweden to conduct an orchestra and record the film score for the crime drama The Boy in the Tree from 1961. When he returned to the US, Jones was hired as the music director for Mercury Records, and by 1964 he'd been promoted to vice president. This was a groundbreaking role, but Jones left the company when he was given the opportunity to score his first American film, The Pawnbroker, directed by Sidney Lumet. That score was a success, and yet Jones still struggled to get work. He wrote in his memoir that composer Henry Mancini had to vouch for him to be hired for his next film, Mirage, because the producer believed Jones wouldn't be able to score a white movie. That was a continuing theme for Jones in Hollywood, but he proved the naysayers wrong time and time again. In the Heat of the Night was his 9th movie score, and for the title song, Jones knew exactly who to call, Ray Charles, who lent his soulful voice to the bluesy track that sets up the world of this film perfectly. The story is set in the 1960s and follows a black homicide detective from Philadelphia, played by Sidney Poitier, who ends up working on a murder investigation with a police chief, played by Rod Steiger, in a racist Mississippi town. Also featuring our good friend Lee Grant, here's the Oscar winner for Best Picture of 1967, In the Heat of the Night. Quincy Jones enlisted his good friend Ray Charles to sing the title track for In the Heat of the Night, which became a hit record on radio. These two had first met in Seattle when Jones was 14 and Charles was 16, and they'd bonded over their shared love of music. Charles taught Jones how to write music in Braille, and they would dream about their futures, imagining themselves working with symphony orchestras and making movies together, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Quincy Jones was nominated for a Grammy Award for his work on In the Heat of the Night, and the film also picked up 7 Oscar nominations. Jones wasn't nominated for an Oscar for this film, but he was at the Academy Awards ceremony, having been nominated for his work on In Cold Blood and Banning. Later, Jones remembered that he had never experienced such chills in his life before, sitting next to Rod Steiger, with Steiger winning one of the film's 5 Oscars as Best Actor. And next in our TCM tribute to Quincy Jones, we'll hear his score for In Cold Blood, directed by Richard Brooks and adapted from the book by Truman Capote. Stay with us, I'll be back soon.
Next on TCM, In Cold Blood, then The Getaway, and later, The Anderson Tapes. There's more Q for you on TCM tonight.